Breakups hurt. Let's not sugarcoat it. The late night overthinking, the what ifs, the way every love song on the radio suddenly feels like a personal attack. Yeah, I've been there. And if you're in that space right now, I want you to know you're not alone. But here's the thing, what if your breakup isn't just an ending? What if it's a doorway to something better? What if months from now, you look back and realize this was actually one of the best things that ever happened to you? I know that might sound impossible right now, but trust me, I've seen it happen. Today, we're diving into 6 surprising signs that your breakup might actually be a blessing in disguise. These aren't just feel-good ideas, these are real, proven shifts that show your breakup is leading you somewhere better. So if you're struggling, wondering if you made the right choice, or if you're just tired of feeling stuck, stick with me. Because by the end of this episode, you might just start seeing things differently. Number 1, you feel lighter even in the pain. All right, let's start with the first and maybe the strangest sign. You're in pain, but at the same time you feel lighter. It's confusing, right? You're sad, but there's also this weird sense of relief you can't quite explain. Here's what that means. Even though the breakup hurts, a part of, this was necessary. Maybe your relationship had become emotionally exhausting. Maybe you were constantly walking on eggshells, constantly trying to fix things that weren't working. And now, even though you miss them, there's this deep breath you didn't realize you were holding finally being released. That feeling, that's your inner self saying this needed to happen. And that's something you shouldn't ignore. Number 2, you're rediscovering who you are. Let me ask you something. Who were you before this relationship? What did you love? What made you excited to wake up in the morning? Because one of the clearest signs that a breakup is actually good for you is when you start rediscovering parts of yourself that got lost. Maybe you used to love painting, working out, writing, traveling, but somewhere along the way, those things faded. You started molding your life around the relationship, putting your own passions on hold. But now, you're picking up that paintbrush again. You're reading books you used to love. You're reconnecting with old friends. This is huge. It means you're not just moving on from the relationship, you're moving back toward yourself. Number 3, your friends and family are relieved? Okay, have you ever noticed that after a breakup, your friends and family suddenly start saying things like, honestly, I never really liked them for you, or you seem happier now? If you're hearing that, don't brush it off. Your closest people, your real ones, see things that you couldn't when you were deep in love. They saw how the relationship affected you. And if they're relieved, if they're telling you that you seem lighter, more yourself, that's not a coincidence. It means they noticed you were losing yourself in that relationship, and now they see you coming back to life. Pay attention to that. Number 4, you're finally seeing the red flags you ignored. This one is big. Hindsight is 20/20, right? Now that you're out of the relationship, I bet you're looking back and thinking, wow, how did I not see that? Maybe they were dismissive of your feelings. Maybe they avoided real conversations. Maybe they were selfish, controlling, or just not emotionally available. But when you were in love, you overlooked it. You made excuses. You told yourself it's not that bad. But now you see it clearly. And listen, that's not something to be ashamed of. That's called learning. That's called growth. Now you know exactly what you won't tolerate in your next relationship, and that means you're leveling up. Number 5, your future feels open, not stuck. Let's talk about the future. When you were in that relationship, did it feel like your dreams were shrinking? Like you had to compromise your goals just to make it work? Maybe you wanted to move to a new city, start a new career, or travel, but your relationship was holding you back? And now that you're single, you're realizing you can actually do those things. If your breakup has given you a sense of possibility instead of just loss, that's a powerful sign. It means you weren't just losing a partner, you were losing yourself in that relationship. And now Now you get to build a future that actually makes you excited. Number 6, you're no longer willing to settle. This is the biggest one. If deep down you knew you weren't getting the love, respect, or commitment you deserved, then this breakup was a gift. Because now you're stronger. Now you won't settle for half love. Now you won't ignore red flags just to keep someone around. Now you know what you deserve. And when you know that, you stop accepting less. You stop trying to force connections that aren't meant for you. And that's how you set yourself up for real love. My closing thoughts. So if you're sitting there hurting, questioning everything, pause, take a deep breath. Look at these signs, because maybe, just maybe, this isn't just a breakup. Maybe it's a breakthrough. I know healing takes time, but trust me when I say you're going to come out of this stronger, wiser, and more you than ever before. If this episode helped you, share it with someone who needs it. And if you want more deep conversations about love, growth, and relationships, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss any of our upload. Stay strong, stay growing, and remember, sometimes the end is just the beginning. Stay tuned for more relationship tips and advice. And as always, keep decoding the secrets of love. Take care and keep your heart open.